Welcome to this week's edition of Scarborough Toastmasters at Large, our weekly discussion with local Toastmasters. We'll chat and find out what our local Scarborough Toastmasters are doing at the club and out in the world at large. Margaret, thank you for joining us in the mobile Scarborough Toastmasters studio.
You're very welcome. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me here.
How long have you been a member of Scarborough Toastmasters?
I have been about 2 years. I like it.
And during that time, have you taken on any officer roles like treasurer or president or anything like that?
I haven't got the opportunity to play that big roles, but I'm an assistant of VP relationships.
Oh, you're an assistant. That's great. Now, why did you join Scarborough Toastmasters in the first place?
Oh, I think that's the best big decision for me. After university, graduated from university, I found something I have to learn. I think joining a Toastmaster program is better than joining the master degree program because I'm learning the solid skills of communication and leadership.
And what are you hoping to get out of Toastmasters? Is it communication skills or leadership skills or confidence? What's the main thing that you're hoping to get?
I want to be a confident leader with confident speaking skills.
And do you have any future goals that you look at down the road? Do you want to be a professional speaker who gets paid to speak, or do you want to speak for a community group and put forth a cause?
A lot of hope, but so far I'm still learning. In the future, if I can speak good enough in the public, I would like to help youth leaders, help them to grow. I feel so valuable. And maybe in the future, I can do this as my business with my boss.
Now, you have been a Toastmaster for about 2 years now. What one piece of advice would you give to anybody who's just starting out in Toastmasters?
If someone knows this is a good club to join, like me, I Google founded this Toastmaster club. If someone like me to join, I think they know this is the valuable importance for their growth in the future, even at home or career. I suggestion only one. If you want to start it, stick it.
Okay. Now, when I joined a club, I just happened to join this club. But one advice I would give to most people who are
Yes.
starting out is go visit 4 or 5 clubs in the neighborhood, because every club has got a slightly different
Oh,
feel to it. Some clubs are very formal and big. Other clubs are smaller and cozier and a little more informal. They all have their own different feel to them. And it's kind of nice to have a club that matches your personality. Do you feel that Scarborough Toastmasters matches your personality?
yes, I think this is the great one because so many of our club members are senior, experienced. We at least have 3 or 4 DTM. I feel, Roy, you are the talented leader and public speaker. What's your opinion or advice for all the experienced Toastmasters?
Well, you're absolutely right about that. I am rather awesome. And my bit of advice for older Toastmasters, after you've made speech after speech after speech, it starts to become a bit routine. So, two things. Number one, get out of your comfort zone and go visit some other clubs. Try and make a speech at other clubs in the neighborhood. You can go to Stage Time 2, and they have speaking opportunities, because when you keep speaking at the same club, it becomes a little bit routine. But now you're going to another club, brand new faces. You don't know anybody. It helps get your energy up. It helps get the excitement going again. And being nervous again, that's a great thing for a speaker.
Or also like you to be a mentor?
Well, that's a great thing for an experienced Toastmaster is to be a mentor. When you're helping somebody else start off, it really helps charge up your batteries and it helps remind you of why you got involved in the first place. It's great to see somebody who comes in and they're scared to make their icebreaker, and now all of a sudden, out of the blue, they've made their fourth or fifth speech, and you can see such a tremendous difference in the way they are.
Yeah, definitely right. I have a question. Yeah, first of all, congratulations. You got first place in the area contest last time, and even got the second place in the district contest. Um, so, what makes a good speech? Could you share with me, with everyone here?
The one thing that I find makes a great speech is passion. If somebody has everything else, but they don't have passion, if they have facts, if it's well organized, if they have good delivery, but they have no passion, it doesn't make a great speech. One thing that can overcome a lot of other shortcomings is passion. If you really love the topic you're talking about, whether it's about dealing with racism or how to buy a new pair of snowshoes, it doesn't matter what it is, but if you're passionate about it, it's going to come through in your voice, in your face, in your gestures, and in the effort you put into it. Passion, I always tell people starting out, try to pick a topic that you know and that you love. If you have that passion, it's going to make for a great speech.
Thank you very much. That's great advice.
Now, you've been at this about 2 years now.
Yeah.
What do you find is your greatest weakness as a speaker?
My weakness, greatest weakness.
Yes. Now, I know you have several weaknesses. Probably too many for us to count in a short podcast.
Yeah.
But of those many weaknesses, which is your greatest one? The one you really struggle to work with?
I feel like when I stand in front of people, if someone in the audience too handsome, especially they have like beautiful eyes, then make you distraction.
I know exactly what you mean. I feel the same way. I remember one contest I was in. I was determined. I was bound to win. I was the best speaker at all. And as I walked up to the stage, there's this beautiful woman who distracted me, and I forgot half of my speech. I still came in second, but I would have won if it hadn't been for that distraction.
So I agree with that. So I suggest we need 4 P's and 0 F. Can you explain that?
The 4 P's would be preparation, practice, positivity,
And passion.
passion. And the one thing you don't want to have, feelings. We don't want to have feelings. They're just a distraction.
0 F.
How often do you make speeches? You've been here for 2 years. How many speeches have you made?
Finish the first manual and 10 speeches. Second manual, humorous speech, I finished it. And the third one, I finished 4 speech out of the 5 in total. So, and I also started the pathway. I finished 3 speeches so far. I am a CC and CL now.
Now, that's a lot of speeches, so I couldn't count. How many is that? That's about 20 speeches altogether?
More than 20.
More than 20. So you try to make at least 1 speech a month.
Yes, I'm trying.
I coach hockey, and what I tell my kids is they only get better by playing. You got to keep playing and playing and playing, and that's how you get better. And it's the same with public speaking. The only way you get better is to keep doing it. So if you only make a speech every 3 or 4 months, it's so hard to get better. But if you're speaking every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, or every 4 weeks, like yourself, you are bound to get a lot better.
That's the way. So that's why if I give the new Toastmaster members coming, I would like them remember why do you join the Toastmaster. If you want to improve your speech and speaking skills and leadership skills, you don't just stay there as an audience. You have to play it. You have to participate. Treat Toastmaster Club as your own club.
Now, have you entered any contests yourself? I myself have entered, I think, about 12 contests. I think I've won 10 or 11 of them. I'm not sure. I don't count all my trophies. But yourself, how many contests have you gone into?
Compared with you, I have a long way to go. So far, only last September, I remember September 13th, 2017, I was the contest chair.
The contest
And
chair. Good
yeah,
for you.
thank you. And this year, I participated like February 21st in the club. I got a second place. So my president, club president of our club,
Yes.
Toastmaster, and he suggests me I have to participate for the next evaluation speech contest.
So
I
your club
will-
president is encouraging you
Yeah.
to get out of your comfort zone and participate in more contests. What did you find fun or exciting about entering a contest?
Contest, you feel like you are the not only the audience, you are the main person there, important. People give you some evaluation, you gotta improve the feedback to help you to improve.
So you enjoy feeling like the main person,
Yeah.
like you're very important.
Yes.
Well, I'm
I-
glad the contest made you feel good.
How about you though?
I love contests. Part of it is it encourages you to just work a little harder on your speeches, to practice them a bit more, to change them a little bit, to look at them and say, oh, I could take this line out and add a joke here. I could take this out and add a sad story in here, and encourage you to push yourself to make a better speech. It's not about winning, it's about pushing yourself to be a bit better. The other thing I love about a contest is just being there with the energy and feeling all the other speakers speak. The last speech I was at, there were 5 fantastic speeches, and any one of them could have won. And that's one of the fun things about a contest, is just the energy and the excitement.
Wonderful.
If you had done Toastmasters when you were younger, would it have changed your life at all?
Oh, definitely. If I joined earlier, or if I have already got good skills of communication and leadership, I'm at least a manager or director or even higher position at work or school.
And what about in your personal life? If you had those speaking skills, would you have been able to get yourself a really good husband?
Oh, yes, I think so. Oh, very good husband and also very talented son or daughter.
Oh, well, that would have made a difference in your life.
Yeah, definitely.
Pathways, have you started the Pathways program yet?
Oh, yeah, I think early this year I started icebreaker and first speech, second speech. With the first speech is the feedback. These I finished 3. But
How did you find the Pathways program on the computer?
Oh, that's, I don't know, terrible. I feel like a difficulty.
People at home, you cannot see the face she is making right now. She is making a face of total, like she just bit into something really sour when she's saying Pathways. It looks like you have not had a great Pathways experience on the computer.
I feel that design pathway is good, but the access is not friendly enough for the person like me.
So
to
it's
use.
not a user-friendly program. I remember that I saw you one day and you had your laptop open and you would click on a box and it would open up, but the buttons wouldn't appear. And then you close it, you'd open it, close it,
Got
open it, close.
frustrated.
And I thought you were going to take your laptop and throw it right out the window because it was so frustrating for you.
Only I tried to do that. Only afraid that someone got hurt.
Well, you do have a pretty big, heavy laptop. Well, thank you for coming out today. It's been great having you.
That's my honor and my pleasure to join. Thank you very much for inviting me.
And Toastmasters out there, we'll see you next week on the next edition of Scarborough Toastmasters at Large.
Go!
Let's go!
Let's go! I know the password.